Hi Leo, how are you? I hope that you are all having a fantastic couple of weeks. And thank you so much for coming back and listening to me do another reading for you for the end of April from the 16th to the 31st. Now, I need to see how much I appreciate everyone's feedback and positive comments, and it really does make a difference when this is quite something that's individual and that you don't have the immediate feedback, so it's a bit difficult to gauge the responses from people. So I really do appreciate all the responses that have came in. Thank you. Let's get on with the reading. All right, now we have the moon in reverse, the Hierophant, and the Five of Pentacles. Now, with the moon in reverse and the Hierophant both together here, the moon in reverse is about secrets being revealed, things that you didn't previously know or understand are coming to the fore, and all the little bits are beginning to gel and form a bigger picture like a jigsaw puzzle. And with the Hierophant here, every little bit of knowledge and information that you get helps you understand and reevaluate the values of what's going on. Now, with all of the new things that you're learning, are they maybe spinning round in your head? Are they maybe, so strong in your mind that you're evading sleep? And you're going a little bit stir crazy with everything because, you're trying to piece it all together like this big, massive jigsaw. And it could be that, because if this is on your mind and you're maybe not sleeping as well, and you've went back into something from your past, it could pull, some dark energies from you and some irrationalities and some roller coaster of emotions there. So it's something to think about and be aware of and be careful about. Now, are the things that you have learned something to do with society's setup? Is it something to do with the values of the community or what people or communities see as being traditional? Do you feel that you're under a little bit of pressure to conform, and what you're doing maybe isn't quite conforming? Is it possible that some things that you have done in the past is coming to light with your community, that people are learning a little bit more about you, and your reaction to this could be a little bit erratic? Because people could view you then in a slightly different way. And with the Five of Pentacles following it, you could feel that you've lost a lot. Have you maybe lost your standing? Has this had a knock-on effect of, your employment or the amount of resources that you have, the amount of friends that are round about you? Could it be that, this secret that's came out that is challenging the people round about you and the status quo, that is it maybe leading you down a dark path, a path that maybe not a lot of people want to go, because it is challenging, it is a struggle. And it could be that you don't know where to turn for help. You don't know who would be the best person to help. Or it could be that the people that are offering help are the ones that you really don't want it from. Is it possible that the people that are offering help are the ones that are maybe judging you on your past decisions? Let's move on to the next set of cards, and we've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Knight of Cups in reverse and the World in reverse. Now, with the Four of Cups here, was there a gathering? Was there a celebration, a party that you were going to? Or had you achieved something that you were celebrating? But the thing is that this stability, this joy and celebration that you feel that you should be having, has it maybe been snatched away from you because of this enlightenment of the people round about you? Has it something to do with manipulation? Has someone maybe been leading you on, or have you been leading someone else on? Could it be that, there is a hidden love? Is that what the secret that has come out? Have you maybe had an affair? A relationship that you thought was solid, but is it possible the other person wasn't telling you the whole truth? Were they maybe experimenting with their sexuality, with their relationships? Were they maybe playing away from home? Were they maybe dabbling to explore their sexuality? And all of these things put together, it just feels that you've ran into a wall. That with all of this knowledge coming out, and possibly, people shutting you down or shutting you out, you feel that you've got nowhere to turn. And what was successful turned out to be a notch on someone's bedpost. And that, with the world in reverse, is not what you expected. You feel that this is a chapter that you haven't quite closed. Do you still have feelings for this person? Was this person, deceptive, and have they moved on if there's closure involved here? Was this a false start? And one that is possibly, shut your feelings down because are you maybe stuck here? Are you maybe not going to reach out to try and find that little bit of stability and love again? So it could be that, you have built a huge wall round about you. And no one is going to breach that wall. Because is it possible that there are still things that have not been said between you and the other person? That you haven't had the closure that you need to move on? Alright, let's move down to the next set of cards. And we've got the Fool in reverse. We've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Now, do you feel that with everything that's came out, with the knowledge that you have personally experienced, the knowledge that has challenged your view on society, has brought out your own demons? Do you maybe feel that you've been naive? That you allowed someone to breach the walls that you had built up as a safety measure for your heart? And you feel that that's maybe not a risk that you want to take again. You don't want to be naive again, because that is something that you have realised has happened. Is that the secrets that are coming out? Is that the unresolved issues that you have? Have you felt that with the judgment of society and not knowing where to turn, that you have pulled away from people? With the Nine of Pentacles here, there's solitude in this. There's being disciplined in doing the things that you want to do to achieve goals that only you can have. It's nothing to do with the bigger picture, nothing to do with the community. This is all about you and your goals and building your self-esteem and self-confidence. And it's resources that you have been building. This has been an accomplishment for you. And it's been something that, with the Page of Swords here, may have taken time, because all of the knowledge that you have reached, all of the enlightenment that you've had about this extremely challenging and difficult time, it has taken time for you to get to the root of all of the different little bits that have happened. It's taken a while for you to put this jigsaw back together so you can see the bigger picture, because you want the truth. And even though with the difficult time that you have been through, and you have been focused on getting to the bottom of everything that's happened, but have you maybe, because of the solitude and feeling that someone has taken advantage of you, that as you maybe went back to looking at things in a black and white, right and wrong way? Life's not like that. Life's a mixture. It ranges from off-white grey to the darkest of blacks that you can imagine, and it goes through every single shade, every degree of change. And that's what life is. Life is complex. And no matter how much you want to go after the truth, there's always things that you don't know. There's always reasoning and the other person's point of view that can make you change your perception just a fraction to make things understandable. And it's something that you're still trying to piece together. This is not finished. Because the next 3 cards are also swords. So there's a lot of thinking going on, a lot of trying to use your intelligence and your knowledge and your logical reason to figure out exactly what went on and get to the bottom of all of these secrets that are now coming to light. So let's look at these 3 cards here. We've got the 7 of Swords, we've got the 2 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords in reverse. Now, has everything that has happened open to perception between you and the other person? Is it dependent on which side of the fence that you sit on? Whether or not, one action or one thing that's said is good or bad? And it could be that one person is keeping all of the knowledge. And no matter how much the other person is trying to get to the bottom of it, there is a lot of secrecy here. And it could lead to the need to make decisions. Because if you're not going to get to the bottom of this, if this topic is going to be all about perceptions, all about the grey areas, there are still things that you're not going to know. It's going to be a decision on your instincts, on your intuitive feelings. This is a battle of your emotions over the knowledge and reason that you have. And because you don't know the truth, you can't get to the bottom of this complex problem. Are you maybe going to have to rely on your instincts, rely on your intuition? Follow your heart instead of your head in this instance, in this moment, until the knowledge that you need is found. That you're able to put another piece to the puzzle that makes the difference. Until then, with the Six of Swords, you could be remaining in this stuck position. And until, you get this final piece of the picture, this final bit of the jigsaw, that you're never going to have closure. And that everything, all of your possible future relationships, will be seen slightly askewed, because do you maybe feel that there will be deception? That, you will be a notch in someone's bedpost and nothing more? Because you haven't had that closure. So it could be until, you get this bigger picture that moving on is going to be a challenge. It could be that all of this information and logical reasoning is what you need to put this situation to bed. And it looks as though that with the first three cards here, that some of these secrets, some of these pieces of the jigsaw are beginning to come to light. But it could mean that, it does have an effect on you. That it could put your emotional resources in peril, that you may need supports at this time, because this really could set you back. In order to get the closure, you need to go through this experience. So this is going to be possibly a challenging couple of weeks for some of you. For other people, there could be just one or two parts of this reading that reflect something that's going on in your life at the minute. Now, please take care with whatever it is you're doing over the next couple of weeks, and have a great time. Live each moment, and I will see you in May. Bye, Leo.